Hi guys, welcome back. Today is going to be part two of the video that I posted last time. I'm really excited that y'all are enjoying it and all the research that y'all are getting from that. This is going to be another video of continuing the pots. I know a lot of y'all had some questions. Don't worry, every single question that has brought up in the last video will be answered. I know there's a lot that goes with like what is POTS, like how do you know if you have the symptoms, like how do you know this, how do you know that. Let me tell you, I'm going to break it down for you because I've seen a lot of people like in the community groups and just from like what I've seen on like social media, of course. I do follow a lot, not a lot, but I do follow quite a bit of people that do have what I have, and it's not so severe. There is kind of like a severe, and then there's like not a severe of POTS. Of course, please check out to your cardiologist or your primary doctor if you have certain feelings about this, or if this is something that you have maybe thought you might have or might have. Always do your research with your primary doctor. Always ask questions to your primary doctor. POTS is something that is not very rare to women. It is very rare to men though, but men can still get this. You can get this as you're a kid. Little kids can get it. You can get it as you're older, as an adult. Just really depends on when you feel and when you always get that table test done. Is what I said, or is what I say in the other video. So today we're just gonna kind of continue and kind of get into it and just kind of talk one-on-one about it and be able to, talk about it. So, as the last video, I did go over how I've had blackouts, how they were very like scary, how I was so thankful to have family who had done the research on POTS and have heard of POTS, who have kind of, helped me, guide me through that whole like transition of it and how it was going to not just affect my life, but also kind of affect my spouse's life and how to overcome it and how to get all the nutrition, all the dietary, all the like supplements that I need like on hand and everything, and be able to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to make this plan. We're going to do this. And it was very heartwarming that I had so many supporters. Anytime someone asks me about it, I love to talk about it. I love to talk about my POTS. Sometimes it can be scary. Sometimes it can be a little frustrating, but I do enjoy opening up and talking about it and being able to give y'all all the motivation, all of the information that I have about it, and just be kind of like a speaker about it. um, so I'm going to start with a few other questions that I've gotten on the last post. So I did mention menstrual cycles. So I'm just going to put a disclaimer. If you're a little TMI, just kind of fast forward a little bit, maybe like a minute or two past this. So yes, it can affect your menstrual cycle. It has affected mine so much. I did say in the previous video, thank goodness, I don't have a too long of a menstrual cycle. Over the years, I was on birth control and sorts of other types of birth control as well as a teen and growing into my adulthood. I am I currently only do like a 4 to 5 day cycle. But those first 2 days of my cycle, it is crucial. I'm usually in bed with an icy hot patch, which let me tell you, ladies, an icy hot patch can save your life. Like when I tell you, that is the best comfort way to get rid of cramps. Like if you're one who has like those really bad like first day cramps, let me tell you, put an icy hot patch on your back or even on your stomach a little bit and give it about 5 minutes and you'll feel relieved. You'll still have that energy that you want that day. It's kind of like having a moody Monday and it just kind of brightens it up a little bit and kind of gets you looking forward to the weekend. That's kind of how I put it a little bit. My first 2 days are very brutal. Like when I say brutal, I literally mean brutal. But I've kind of overcome a little bit since 2019 of finding out about it and kind of gotten my own coping ways to help out with my POTS and be able to kind of be like, okay, if I know I'm gonna like I have like, your monthly tracker and stuff of your menstrual cycle, and I know everyone is different. So usually 2 days before mine, I'm like, okay, I know it's gonna act up because it usually does. So that's usually when I can take a stand of my body and be like, okay, like I know you need all the nutritions now. Like I need to get everything kind of prepared a little bit, and I love to do that. I love to kind of get like all the stuff that I'll need prepared for it and be able to just get my body not too focused on it, but kind of get it like into gear basically. Over the time, this my POTS has not too much affected my menstrual cycle like all the way through. Just usually the first 2 days, I will be like in bed and we're like resting my body a little bit and giving it that piece of a little bit of peace of mind. Other things I can say that I have not had too much researched on. I'm gonna kind of keep it kind of bleak. When me and the spouse start to, I'm trying to figure out the words to say this. um, when you become pregnant and everything, and when you start wanting to have children and bring children into the life, yes, pregnancy can be a little bit of a high risk, especially for POTS, just because it does affect your heart rate and you can be dizzy. It's kind of more like you're gonna not be put on bed rest, but you're gonna spend a little bit more time on it. You kind of have to like watch your like dehydration, your heart rate sometimes. You can make sure you have like a protein bar or something, and it kind of like which I will get more research, which I always have research down in the description below on any of this, and always talk to your primary doctor about any information about this. You always want to talk to your primary doctor about anything that you might think is related to POTS or what or anything like that. So with me and my spouse wanting to, like have kids in the next year or so, and everything, and kind of go down that journey. That is something that is always brought up in the, between my primary doctor and, like my POTS doctor, and all that information is brought up, and it's so knowledgeable to learn. It's so knowledgeable to get all that research and kind of get it all like straight in your face basically, which I do enjoy learning a lot about it. Another thing is with having POTS and like the whole pregnancy, it can feel more exhausted, like try like I like to be outdoors. As kind of like an example, I love to be outdoors. I love to go hiking. I like to go camping. Like I like to fish. I like to hunt. I like to just be out in the wilderness and everything. So when so say like you want to hike and stuff, and you say you're like 8 months pregnant, that is not gonna do you for a person having POTS. It is a doable, but like I always say, it's kind of like a funny example when someone's like, well, can you do this when you're this and this? So I kind of want to put that little bit of a scenario out there. I do want to keep suggesting always look at the research that I have down below about anything, especially I know I keep coming back to the topic. Um, so just make sure you reach out about that. Moving forward with POTS, I don't want to say like a lot about like the personal aspect. It can affect like a work life. I've said that I think in the last video. Like a work life can be pretty hard if you're on your feet from like 9 to 5. There is a certain thing like you need to take breaks. You need to make sure like you're getting like that protein bar, kind of like a Slim Jim or like a beef stick or something. I always recommend those, or even like the applesauce little things, or like a fruit cup or whatever. Just make sure you kind of like always have those. I always recommend them myself. Another thing I could say just with having POTS, which is like very frustrating, is like traveling. Traveling can be very hard on me. It can result to like either like kind of like motion sickness, kind of like seasickness, kind of like like just your like car sickness kind of a little bit. Depending on how far like you would go or whatever. Say like if we're traveling back home to family and stuff, like I have to be so like not so distracted, but like into something for a little bit or whatever, just to kind of have my mind taken off my POTS, because yes, it can still affect it. Which is sad to say is POTS does affect not everything, but it can a lot of the important stuff, especially like driving. I do have to be very cautious of driving. I kind of have to have like kind of bring up the menstrual again as a little commentary. I kind of have to have my body ready. Like I have to be focused. Like I have to make sure like I have my clothes picked, like what I'm wearing. I make sure I have like juice and stuff. Make sure I have like my backpack. Like I have to make sure that I have everything ready for me to prepare for that drive. It is a little frustrating to kind of make sure I have everything ready to go. But it is very amazing that that I get to share this with you guys and give you all that information and know that I am very proud of myself for as long as I came with my POTS, and to be able to be one of those so many women who do have it, and be able to still work, do my photography, which I will get into that next, and everything, and still be able to be active and motivated and not feel drained by the end of the day, because I've seen so many women still be so drained, not be able to focus on a lot of things with POTS. So I do want to say, if you do have a POTS story, or you would love to share your POTS story on this journey of mine, I would love to hear it. I would love to have like snip clips of different stories of people who have POTS, or when did you find out about it, and you know, give you my research, and you kind of like simultaneously give it back, and everything, if that makes any sense. But just to kind of like share knowledge about it, and share yours, like it's kind of like saying share your war stories and I share mine, type of thing. But I do love talking about this, and I'm very excited to see where all of these stories go. So most of you guys know, and on here, I am a photographer, and let me tell you, that can be stressful, especially with POTS. Like if I'm having a really amazing day, and my POTS just like, nope, it can just be like a snap, and my body can just shut down, which usually that has happened to me on a session before. But thankfully, I have some amazing clients and some amazing teammates that have always been there to help, to kind of dive in and kind of like not rush to take over, but kind of like, okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to take like 5 to 10 minutes or whatever. I've had some amazing clients who have been so grateful about that. And they've always wanted to learn about POTS and like get their research on it, either for if they've known someone who might have it, or just to have that knowledge of POTS and everything, and be able to just keep it as like a friendly gesture, or just like as a friendly tip in the medical world, because not like I've said, not a lot of people know about POTS, and that's why I'm grateful to share my side of the story and share you all of the things like all the events and everything. I do want to say, and I got this question. I've seen it kind of surface through like social media and everything. I have not been on a plane with my POTS. The last time I was on a plane was 2014. I did not have POTS then. It was a smooth ride. Everything went well when I was on the plane. My ears popped a little bit, but I think that's like normal. But everything was good then. I didn't feel dizzy, didn't really have a headache. I think I was just excited, which I will get into that more, about traveling and everything. But normally, I usually travel by vehicle. So, the vehicle wise has been amazing. Driving is still good to me. Um, thank goodness. But I can definitely say, um, just making sure like I'm aware of my POTS has always been like a number one priority to me. If I don't feel like, I'd say like, I haven't had too many episodes in a grocery store, but I have had a few just like to feel tired. I had to make sure like I can't go to there's a saying like don't go to the store hungry because you're gonna buy more food. That's kind of like with pots a little bit, like make sure you have a snack on the way to the grocery store just so you don't like fall or faint or whatever. I've had been in some scenarios like that before, but I've always made sure to know my body and to make sure that I know what I'm doing um, beforehand. And if I feel like I can't do something, I will stop and drop and make sure I know like my surroundings. Like I make sure like I just go get like a water from like their little soda coolers or something. And just to always make sure that I know what I'm doing at that time and to know what is going on and to make sure just like to go in, get kind of like what's on that list a little bit, and kind of take my time as well. I try not to spend too much time in a grocery store or even like shopping malls or anything like that. I try to make sure like I'm going, like I'm walking a little bit more faster, kind of like the walking fast pace a little bit, but still trying to enjoy like the shopping and everything like that. I usually stick to like online shopping has usually helped me as well. But I still like to get out, go to festivals, and everything. Just with having pods, some of that has kind of dialed down a little bit, but I still encourage my body to get up, fight, and make sure I know what I'm doing with my body and with my pods and everything. So that is something that has kind of taken over my life a little bit is pods. I make sure not to always. I do want to put it like a disclaimer. I don't always tell people I have pods right away, unless they see like me wearing my lanyard out or whatever, or if it's like a family member or whatever. Then they'll ask like how I'm doing. Am I okay? Do I need to sit down? Do I need like water? Do I need like something saltine a little bit? So usually any family member can be amazing and like ask how I'm doing and everything or want to learn more about it and everything. So it's kind of nice to have family members that want to learn just like I do about it and everything. So that's kind of the gist of me having POTS. I'm still learning every single day about it. I am still learning all the roller coasters and everything. This is just a little bit of a part of my POTS journey. There is plenty more of my health journey that I will be sharing over these videos. I do want to say, I just want to say thank you so much for just watching this one and the last one, and many more to come as well, because they're not going anywhere. I'm very excited to just continue these videos, even if they're like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or however long these are, just so you guys can get all that motivation, energy, and to watch them. I do want to say any research links that I do put in here will be updated. I know I put a few in the other ones. You might see kind of the same ones in this one, but I just want to say I'm so thankful that I can share my story and so thankful that I can share my POTS journey. Before we end this video, I do want to say don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be updated on all of the amazing stories to come, because let me tell you, this is not the last video of this story. In the next video, I will talk about how my heart rate and a lot of other fun, juicy continues of POTS. I do want to leave this off with maybe a little bit cliffhanger. In the next one, I'm going to bring up a whole new health topic. So enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!